Please click like and subscribe and that little notification bell for the next episode.
All right, we're in Albuquerque in the 66 Diner with Tom.
You know, we try to have unique items, but stay true to the period of the 50s style diner, and as you know, or as you notice, the portions are bountiful here.
They sure are.
and
So you get your money's worth in this place.
No one leaves hungry.
No, this little hot beast in there.
Okay.
Well, we could always use this nice cold milkshake.
That'll cool it off. That'll cool it off.
Now, it's a nice balance. It's 100% delicious, and I suggest anybody traveling Route 66 to drop in and have one of these pile-ups. You'll never get it anywhere else but here. That's
right.
Well, thank you so much for letting me taste this, and if you don't mind, I'm going to eat a little bit more.
Very good.
You know, it was great having Tom talk about his place.
Next is the recently restored Kimo Theater, built in 1927.
Managed by Larry.
We're in the Kimo Theater here in Albuquerque, talking to Mr. Parker.
The Kimo Theater was built in 1927 and was owned and operated by the Albuquerque Amusement Company until the mid-1970s, when it was purchased by the city of Albuquerque. It is operated by the city's Cultural Services Department. The theater seats 650 people and originally was a vaudeville and movie palace. The murals in the building were painted by a Karl von Hausler, who was a very famous local painter, part of the Taus group. There are several murals that depict the 7 cities of Cibola. However, none of them have ever been labeled, and it is up to our best imagination to decide what mural is actually of what part of the 4 corners. For many years, the marquee on the front of the theater proclaimed that it was America's foremost Indian theater, and because it has a very strong Indian motif. The swastika was a native Hopi and a Navajo sign that meant prosperity, depicting the 4 winds that brought you the springtime to plant your crops, the fall time to harvest your crops, and then of course the winter to survive through. On all of the walls of the theater are replicas of Hopi sand paintings, which were part of the medicine man ceremonies of the Hopi. The original ceremonies were actually done with colored sand, and then when the ceremony was done, they would be wiped away and disappeared.
I want to say thank you very much for explaining the history behind this theater and the symbolism that we see in it.
After talking to Larry, we had some time, so we did some drive-bys.
A popular old road trend. Besides the murals, neon, like the Hookah Star, is the more traditional art form of the road. There are murals of every conceivable type on the old road.
Yeah, one of my personal favorites is the collage of the DC and Marvel superheroes. The Highway House Motel with that classic neon sign
Is what you would expect to see in a motel back in the day.
You know, there's plenty of old Route 66 in Albuquerque.
Our next stop is a unique motel built in 1931.
The Aztec Motel is the oldest continually running motel in New Mexico. They have all kinds of artwork hanging on their exterior walls.
They have plaques, paintings, sculptures on their walls. Neon, neon, neon is everywhere on Route 66.
Now, absolutely neon is one of the few places left where the art of making neon signs is still practiced.
These neon signs are handmade in the few neon shops like this one.
Now, the owner of Absolute Neon did not want to appear on our show, but he did let us film some of his works. So as you're traveling old Route 66 and you're enjoying the magic of that neon light,
know it is brought to you by shops like this one. Every now and then the neon sign outlives the business it proclaims.
and the Deanza Motel is a good example. The Deanza Motel was built in 1939, but in 2002 it became the property of Albuquerque for redevelopment.
The Highland Theater was built in 1950.
With all that Route 66 neon and 50s architecture. We didn't film inside, but I read that it serves as a shopping center.
It appears the Highland is still in business.
Just imagine as a good title for Route 66 and the Zia Motor Lodge.
Places like Zia, built in 1940, you can only just imagine what it was like from the neon sign.
Yeah, the motel was razed in 2003 after a fire. Just imagine it's also a good title for all those wonderful murals on the old road.
Now, these are some of the murals we found here in Albuquerque. One celebrating the vote, one celebrating the route. And right across the street from those other two murals, we find this surrealistic mural.
Way.